Welcome to EduRev.
Hello and welcome to EduRev. My name is Harshmeet Singh. I welcome you all to this next lecture in Making of the Indian Constitution chapter. In the last lecture, we had discussed how the Constituent Assembly of India was made, कैसे it was a cabinet mission plan under which assembly बनाई गई, how the first demand to have our own constitution was made by M.N. Roy, किस तरह से the elections were held in the Constituent Assembly, so on and so forth. In this lecture, we will continue from our learning in the last class. The photo that you see in front of you was actually the logo of the Constituent Assembly of India. As you can see, the elephant was chosen as a symbol. But apart from this elephant, there is one very, very interesting thing that this logo tells you, which I want you to look at very carefully. Just look at the map of India behind this elephant. This shows you that the map is of an undivided India, means it has India, Pakistan and Bangladesh, all of them in one single map. Meaning that this Constituent Assembly, when it was first made, it was made not for today's India, it was made for an undivided India. Because partition was not announced by then. Remember, partition was only officially announced on 3rd of June 1947 under the Mountbatten Plan. But before this, the Cabinet Mission Plan never said anything about partition. So they only made one single Constituent Assembly. Now, here it is important to know that Muslim League at that time was hell-bent on demanding that we want a separate Pakistan. Unless we get a separate Pakistan, we will not accept anything. That is why Muslim League did not accept the August offer, did not accept the Wavell plan, did not accept the Cripps mission. But then why did they accept the Cabinet Mission plan? Cabinet Mission plan में भी नहीं था कि भाई partition हो जाएगा. Because by the time the Cabinet Mission plan came in, Muslim League people had decided that now the time has come to take things in our own hands. That is why Muslim League accepted that Muslim League announced that we will accept the Constituent Assembly, we will accept the Cabinet Mission Plan. Lekin, something very significant happened on 16th of August 1946. On 16th August 1946, Muslim League leader Muhammad Ali Jinnah announced the Direct Action Plan. The Direct Action Day had severe consequences in Bengal, where there was a Muslim League government in the state. क्या हुआ था उस दिन? Thousands and thousands of Muslim League supporters came on the street and started killing all the non-Muslims that they could see in Bengal. It was called the Great Calcutta Massacre, where thousands of people were killed. No police came out. Why? Because, as I said, the government in the state was a Muslim League government. Obviously, there would be a reaction. So in Bihar, there was a reaction. In Bihar, the Hindus came out and they started killing Muslims in return. Jinnah famously announced that I will either have a divided India or a destroyed India. And that is when Congress also accepted that, okay, we accept partition, and that is when the British started working on it. Anyway, so before all of this was happening, the elections to the Constituent Assembly were held. Remember, the Constituent Assembly of an undivided India. In those elections, Congress won 208 seats, Muslim League को 73 seats मिली थी. Out of the 78 seats reserved for Muslims. Remaining 15 seats were won by small independent groups. However, the interesting part is the princely states and the Muslim League boycotted. They did not come to the assembly. The reason for the Muslim League was very clear. As I said, Muslim League did not come to the assembly because they said, we don't want to come to India's assembly, we want our own Constituent Assembly of Pakistan. Remember, when Muslim League was first formed, their purpose was not to divide India. Their purpose was that we want to ensure that Muslims are given their rights in India. Because they feared that Congress is a party of the Hindus and they will only look into the rights of the Hindus and they will not listen to Muslim population. So when Muslim League was initially formed, वो केवल demand करते थे that the Muslim minority population should be given their due. It was only in 1940 में जाकर के Muslim League first demanded that we want Pakistan. But by then their demand was so strong and rigid that they were not ready to listen to anything else. They said they wanted Pakistan at any cost. Pakistan hi chahiye, we don't want to accept anything else. The case of princely states was different. Princely states, you have to understand, see, princely states at that time were very different. Have you seen Bahubali movie? Usme there's a dialogue, Mera Vachan hi hai Shasan. That is what the princely states were. So if you are a ruler of a princely state, that means that you can make your own law, you can have your own taxes, you can live life king size however you want. You don't have to abide by any law of the country. But once you become a part of India or you become a part of Pakistan, you have to abide by the constitution of the country. So princely states were not really very happy with the fact कि हमें अपना constitution एक बनाना पड़ रहा है जिसमें we also have to abide by that. So because princely states से 93 members आने थे, वो लोग शुरुआत में नहीं आए. Although later on they did come, and Muslim League also boycotted. That is why the first session of the assembly, the first session हुआ था, that is on 9th of December 1946. It was a session where almost only the Congress members came in. There were only 211 members in the assembly. It was like a Congress session only going on and no one else came in. Now, the case of princely states was very, very dicey. Princely states did not trust the Congress, they feared Congress because they had thought that Congress is giving rise to rebellion inside the states. In many states, there were small or large rebellions against the rulers. People had come out and said that we wanted our independence, we want to be a part of India or Pakistan. And princely states always thought that Congress ये सब करा रही है, Congress लोगों को पैसे दे रही है, Congress उनसे कह रही है revolt करो. So they never trusted the Congress, especially Jawaharlal Nehru. That is why it was Vallabhbhai Patel, our Home Minister, who was given the responsibility to negotiate with the princely states. And Muslim League, as I said, wanted partition. However, both Muslim League and the princely states decided to join the assembly later on when the partition of India was announced. Remember, after partition was announced, only those members of Muslim League came to the assembly who were from India's part and obviously not who were from the part of Pakistan. The photo that you see here has a lot of significance. There has been a lot of talk and demand about the fact that there are very few women in our parliament and in the state assemblies also. These are some of the few brave women who were a part of the Constituent Assembly. So our Constituent Assembly back in the day had 15 amazing women members. Out of these 15, some of them you can see in this photo. Rajkumari Amrit Kaur is seen sitting in the middle of this photo. There was Sucheta Kriplani, there was Sarojini Naidu. These are some of the people who were a part of the assembly. You don't have to remember the names of all the women, but just remember that women also had certain participation in the assembly. This brings me to a practice question for you. Read the question carefully. Which of the following statements are true about the Constituent Assembly of India? First, Muslim League won all the seats reserved for Muslims in the assembly. That is incorrect. As I said, Muslim League won 73 out of 78 seats reserved for the Muslims. Second, princely states didn't join the assembly till the end. Again, incorrect. Amongst the princely states, there was just one state of Hyderabad that did not join till the end, but other states did start to come in. So the correct answer here is D. I hope you will remember this detail. Thank you so much for watching the video.